Hello, my name is Karina Johnston, and I'm the science director for a nonprofit organization based out of Los Angeles, California, called the Bay Foundation. You can find our website at www.santamonicabay.org. Today, I'll talk to you about the Santa Monica Beach Restoration Pilot Project, a small-scale nature-based adaptation project in coastal Los Angeles. And I'll focus today on natural dune reestablishment and vegetation, as well as monitoring strategies. Nature-based shoreline protection offers the opportunity to be a first-line defense against climate impacts such as coastal storms and sea level rise. Each of these restoration projects is unique and has been developed in partnership with the local community, many partners, and scientific advisors. These dunes have the potential to accrete sand over time and grow, in some cases, to match pace with sea level rise. We're evaluating this project as a small scale opportunity for enhanced shoreline protection. This project was conducted in partnership with the City of Santa Monica and state parks, and with funding from the United States Environmental Protection Agency and Annenberg Foundation, and scientific advising and restoration design input by UCSB and coastal restoration consultants. It was implemented in December of 2016 with just a perimeter sand fence and a post and rope pathway down the middle of the site, and seeded with 4 native dune species. And that's it. Over time, the dunes reestablished themselves in line with the project goals. Primarily, the project goals were to evaluate the potential for these types of natural reestablishment of dune systems to combat sea level rise and improve coastal resiliency, while also providing benefits to the ecosystem and wildlife and improving community engagement and outreach opportunities. The next couple of slides are going to present a couple of results of our scientific monitoring program. We have an in-depth monitoring that's associated with our permit, and includes lots of types of vegetation surveys, transects, quadrant methods, vegetation mapping, topographic surveys, elevation, digital elevation models, profiles, cross sections, as well as other variables such as shorebirds, rack, and sediment grain size. The next 2 slides present the results of the elevation surveys for the first 5 years of the project. Just to orient you, the dotted gray line in each of these photographs is the baseline transect, with the top graph being the restoration transect and the bottom transect being the control transect. You can see some photographs to the right of what this looks like on site, with the small plant hummocks and small foredunes formed within the restoration area, with lots of topographic variability. And the control sites immediately adjacent to the project are in areas that remain groomed or raked daily. And these areas are largely just wide, flat, bare beaches. You can see over time this establishment of this accretion of sand over time in the back part of the site adjacent to the sand fence. This is over 1 meter in some places. And you can also see this variability forming where we start to see these dune hummocks and plant hummocks form, while the control transect sort of goes up and down over time and is largely just based on the maintenance strategy of grooming. Similar results for the summer transects. And then the rest of the photographs are just to illustrate some of the different variations of the vegetation and the topography on site. And so we can capture some of this with really in-depth monitoring. And we can also start to analyze some of the site-specific trends, like we have different sort of stripes of vegetation depending on how far away they are from the ocean. The vegetation is definitely the densest adjacent to the sand fence in the areas that are more stable. Here are a couple of other photographs of different species. The yellow flower you see is a beach evening primrose, which is quite beautiful across the site when it flowers. You can see an increase in vegetation cover over time within the restoration site. Very little non-native cover. We have a little bit of sea rocket, and that's European sea rocket, and that's pretty much it. Whereas you can see in the control site, we have 0 vegetation over time. So quite a dramatic difference between just this restoration strategy of taking away the grooming impact versus control. Just a couple of other photographs of vegetation establishment on site, several different native species here. We also track wildlife use of the site. And it was the first site in the Los Angeles or Orange County region to have a snowy plover, western snowy plover nest in almost 70 years. I want to thank you for your time today. This was just a quick tidbit of information about this project. For more information, please don't hesitate to email me at kjohnston@santamonicabay.org or check out our website, santamonicabay.org. We have lots of reports and information and photographs and other materials that you can peruse. And please don't hesitate to reach out with any questions. Thank you.